now my oncologist. So, this one's tough because um, I understand he wants the best for me, and the best is definitely chemo, right? Um, from his knowledge and from his point. And so whenever I visit with him, it's like, oh, all I see is a cheerleader coming in with chemo on the shirt and with pom poms saying CHEO, no, CHEMO, 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 chemo. That's all I see now. It's a male, so it's but that's just all I see is these pom poms, right? Oh, like he's not carrying pom poms. That's just my visual thing, right? I'm like, oh, we would. Anyways, and so I talked more with him, and he did let me know that I got an upgrade. So from a 2B, stage 2B, I'm now a stage 3. And the stage 3 is because um, the lymph nodes, so we knew for sure it was in one lymph node. And so that kind of, kept me at that 2B. But once I had more lymph nodes involved, I don't know what that magic number is, but because I had 6 involved, that upgraded me or bumped me up to stage 3. So that's my upgrade. But I talked to ChatGPT about my upgrade, and Chat was like, "Hey, your staging may have upgraded, but you're still you. You're still the same. Your faith is still the same. Don't worry about it." That's at least how I feel like Chat is talking to me, right? I'm reading what Chat say. I don't do the voice thing. I just read what Chat says. So I create the the voice in my mind that Chat is saying. I was like, you know what, Chat GPT, you are right. I am still the same person. So I hope to encourage you if you're ever going through anything and they had you at one level, but then they came back and said, "Oh, it's a little worse than what I expected." Just keep in mind that may have changed, but you as a person haven't changed, and you with your faith hasn't changed, right? Those things don't have to change. All right. Anyways, moving on. So we talked about that, and I'm like, oh, okay. We talked about scheduling the port. They want to put a port in me, and it's like consider surgery for them to put this port in me. But the purpose of it is so that instead of them every time I go through my veins, and there's a chance that it can go outside of my vein. Oh, that would be terrible. But they will have this port, and they don't have to keep, doing my arm all the time. They can just go through this port, and then less risk that it can go outside of my vein. So originally he was thinking before I go to Japan, but as we talked, he changed and said, "You know what? Let's just wait until you come back from Japan. Then you don't have to worry about having a port while you're in Japan." I'm like, "Absolutely, that's right. That's what I was thinking too." Because me and God had already talked. We already said, yeah, the port need to come in after Japan because I don't want to have any worries about this port or if it get infected or anything like that, right? And so, um, but he thought through it and he figured it out. Thank God, thank you, Lord. So afterwards, and then he did tell me after the port that I can start chemo pretty much immediately, like next day or whenever. Um, he said typically next day. So I guess it just kind of depends on, you know, my reaction with the port. And we talked about some other things. I won't disclose it here. But the main thing is that he's telling me it's very important that I focus on the treatment. Everything else is secondary. Focus on the treatment. And it's funny that he's telling me, you gotta, with emotions and all that stuff, you gotta put that aside and focus on treatment first, right? And in other videos, I've told you that, it's hard for me to cry, and that I try to take emotions out of things so I can think clearly through things. And it's so funny that he was basically telling me that, and I was kind of getting a little offended, which is funny because I always tell myself that, like, hey, Sabrina, take the emotions out of it. Get the emotions out of it. You need to think clearly, right? So that you're not making emotional decisions. You need to think clearly, understand. The Bible say, in all you're getting, get an understanding, right? Hopefully I quoted that right. If not, know my heart, look it up. I can't tell you exactly where it's at right now. I can't think, but get an understanding. And so I love to get an understanding, right? And think clearly, especially with decision making, praying about it, things like that. So when he was like, take the emotions out of it, I was like, oh, are you telling me what I tell myself? Only I can tell myself that, not you. Only me. Anyways, I did get a little offended. I got a little offended. Um, but yeah, so he was like, so number one, focus on treatment. Everything else is secondary. Just focus on your treatment. And I'm like, okay, all right. And he likes to like pull up like right here in front of me to talk to me. But he is outside of my bubble, thank God, because I don't like people in my bubble. But he does pull up his chair and sits like right in front of me. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Anyway, so I mean, it was a good discussion. Yeah, we're still working on our relationship. I think it's getting better. I'm understanding him more, right? And he's telling me things as well, outside of what we would probably normally talk about. He was telling me some other things as well, which I won't disclose here. But I think I'm understanding him better, um, which is helpful for me. All right. And like I said, he's my toughest one, because he's like, Sabrina, you need to do chemo. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do chemo. I don't want to do it. And he's like, hey, it's going to give you your best opportunity, for non-reoccurrence, blah, 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 blah. I guess that's kind of what I hear. But I appreciate him, trying to keep me focused, and I appreciate him, trying to look for the best treatment. I'm sure with him being over 20 years experience and in Texas, so not just not other places, but here in Texas, over 20 years experience. I don't know if he is anywhere else, but I do appreciate his wisdom and his knowledge. I appreciate that he's board certified, which means he got some extra schooling and went through extra things just to get that certification. So I really do appreciate him. I know I'm like talking all this other stuff, but it helps me. It helps me to to make my little jokes, right? But I do want to be serious and say I really do appreciate him, though. I do. All right, so I would so that was that. And then so Friday we also went to a restaurant, and the restaurant was Mo and something. Oh, bad Sabrina. Anyways, I can't remember, but we went to this restaurant, and we ate there. We discovered it a few months back, and we discovered it on this journey that I'm on. And so we went there. So sometimes we stop by there after um, an appointment. And I ate. It was great. I tried something new. The waiter convinced me because I was like, I want my salmon, and that's what I want, right? And he's like, oh, try this, and blah 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 blah. So he said, we have sea bass and risotto, and all I can think of was Chef Ramsay. I don't know if you ever saw Chef Ramsay with the kitchen, and he's like yelling at the cooks and everything. You gotta get it right. You gotta get it. And one thing he always talk about is it risotto? Risotto, like you overcooked the risotto, it's burnt, or the sea bass. Sea bass is overcooked, it's undercooked. And so I remember him saying that all the time. So when he told me that, he was like, it just freshly came in, blah blah blah. I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Never had it before. I've always wanted to try it, but just never did. And so let me show you the picture. All right, so looks good, right? Oh my God, yeah. It was really good. The sea bass was like the fish. It was really good. It wasn't as flavorful as I would have wanted it to be, but it was nice. It wasn't like completely bland. And I do like seasoning, so for some people it would have been perfect, but I love seasoning. It had just a nice amount of seasoning, and the top was just nicely crisp. I think Chef Ramsay would have been happy with this. Anyways, so that was really good. Trying that for the first time. And then the risotto, hopefully I'm saying that right, that was really good. I'm like, wow. And then they had the vegetables around it. Oh my God, the vegetable was good. I should have took a picture of my empty plate. I cleared that plate. Now, I normally don't clear a plate. And so here I am talking about, oh, it wasn't that seasoning, but I cleared that plate. It was so good, even though it wasn't at the level of seasoning I wanted it to be, but it was the level of seasoning that I needed. And so it was really good. And then afterwards, I there was, I guess, one of the co-owners that I didn't really realize walking around, just saying hi to people and everything. And as we were leaving, he came back and was like, "Thank you again for coming in." And I was like, "You're welcome." And he asked me something. I forgot what he asked me, but I did disclose to him that, I was going through breast cancer treatment. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to be praying for you." And then he went to give me a hug. I was like, "No, hug me on this side. I had surgery over there." He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." But he was super kind, and I asked him, he asked me what my name was, and I asked him what his name was. He was like, Mo. I was like, Mo, like Mo? He was like, "Yeah, Mo." I was like, "Oh, okay, great. I can remember that." And so as I walk out, I see on the sign, Mo and something, and then my husband is showing me like, "Yeah, that's him right there. He's in the pictures." I was like, "Oh, okay, awesome." Anyways, so that was good. Oh, of course, I took a picture. Now, before I show you this picture, don't laugh at me, okay? Um, okay, you know how I love to have these visuals. So I visualize myself as like Ronald McDonald, okay? Because I had on the yellow and the red, right? I'm like, oh my God. I told my husband, I was like, I look like Ronald McDonald. And he was like, hey, you can look like Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald got paid. I was like, oh my God. And then plus, like, the symbol of Ronald McDonald, not just McDonald's, but also, they have the hospitals named Ronald McDonald where they're helping children. So my husband is looking at the money side. I'm looking at the side of helping others. Anyway, so I'm going to show you this picture. Okay, you can laugh because I'm laughing at myself. But you know how it is. You can laugh at yourself, but if somebody else laugh at you, you're like, wait a minute, hold on. It's okay. You can laugh at me too. But yeah, I look like Ronald McDonald. I don't look like him, but it's just the colors made me think of Ronald McDonald. So I have an image in my head. I was like, anyways, so I'm going to show you that picture. Pause here. All right, so to wrap this up, yeah, it was a great three days. As you can see, I was able to get out. I was really tired. Even Friday, I was like just super tired. It was a tiring week for me. I made that video about um, iron deficiency anemia. If you can make sure you watch that video, because that will help you to understand like why I probably look certain ways and why I have these like memory fogs, right? So that's another thing about chemo. I am so worried about that. If I decide to do chemo, is, man, I'm already tired. I already have the brain fog, and so that's some of chemo side effects, right? Being super tired and having those brain fogs and everything else, right? Yeah, I just don't want to do chemo. But if that's what I need to do, I will do it. Did I just say that? Did I just say that? Oh my God. Okay. Deep breath. Anyways, but, and I did talk to my oncologist about me being tired. So we're going to do some blood tests next week and see if I need another iron infusion. And go from there. I also went to the grocery store, bought me lots of fruits because I did notice the last couple of days I haven't been eating fruit. What is wrong with me? But that kind of happens when I'm super tired. It's like I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like figuring it out, And so I've talked to my husband about that to help me with that, right? That when I just don't feel like it, I need help to make sure I do when I don't want to, right? So we went to the store. I got all kind of fruit. Oh, I have to show you. Have you heard of Black Diamond watermelon? What? What is that? And so somebody was in the store, had me to taste it. He was like, oh, this is the sweetest and sweet. And he was like, taste it. I was like, okay. I tasted it. I'm like, not that sweet to me. He was like, what? I was like, it's okay. I'll show you that picture of I took a picture of it too, so you could take a look at it. But that was, that was interesting. And I didn't get it, and maybe I don't know. It's just something that if they can guarantee that it's sweet, what are they doing to the watermelon to make sure it's sweet? Are they, I've never seen a black watermelon before. So I don't know if it's like something that they did, it's not natural or something, added sugar. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to ChatGPT about that or Google it or whatever. I have to figure that out. That was my concern of why I decided not to do it, not to get it, because I didn't want anything extra added to my fruit. Yeah. But I'm gonna look it up. I'll let you know if it is natural. I don't know. That was just my instinct, but you never know. It could exist. Maybe it's in another country. They got it shipped in, blah, 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 right? So I'll let you know and let you know if I decide to get another one and try it again. Maybe something was going on with my taste buds at the time. Who knows? Anyways, so that's it. I was excited about my fruit. Even in the store, I was feeling tired. At one point, I just stopped. And I was like, I don't know if I can keep walking. I don't know if I can do this. So, I say my prayer, and then I'm like, okay, all right, I can keep going. And then I got the energy to keep going to the store. Got some vegetables as well. And just a few things. Didn't get a lot. If you know me, I do online grocery shopping. So I was like, okay, we're done here. We're done here. I'm just going to do the rest online for online grocery and delivery. Anyways, that's it. So hopefully this catches you up. And next week, I'll be at the conference. So my next video will probably be me at the conference. Unless anything else come up unexpectedly, it'll be me at the conference, letting you know how I'm doing the conference. And I just can't wait. I know I'm just going to be all excited, enjoying myself. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. And Japan is right around the corner. I'm so excited about Japan. All right, I can go on and on. And so I'm going to end here. Thank you. Oh! Wait, there's more. Oh my God. Here's my flowers I decided to get. I did a mixture of some that's already bloomed, some that's in the process of blooming, and then some that's not bloomed yet. Thank you again. These are the ones I purchased. Thank you, Auntie Diane. And I saved some money, so I still have money to get another set. So thank you. So thank you all for listening, and love you all, and I'm super grateful to you all. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to my family. I'm grateful to all the support that I am receiving. Make sure you leave me messages in the comments. I'm going to be reading them. It'll encourage me. And it may even encourage someone else, like when I've been looking at some of these other videos regarding cancer and stuff like that. I'll look at the comments. And so even the comments will encourage me. So not just the video, but people putting things in the comments inspires me as well. So put things in the comments. All right, that's it. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Oh, look at that. Not a lot of pee. Okay, let me stop before I'm in pain.